Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hey Shady Lady, and today we're going to be talking about how to cope with the fact that you don't have a lot of viewers in your live streams. The very first thing I want to say to someone who is struggling with this is don't give up. I know it's so tempting to just stop streaming because you feel like it's not working and give up. If you really feel like you're providing high quality content, it really may just boil down to the fact that you haven't gotten your name out there yet. If you really believe in yourself as a content creator and you really see yourself doing this long term or wanting to do this long term, just keep pushing forward. And something beautiful that Zul'jin Dragon said was, I've been streaming off and on for a while, but remember, it's like a flower. It takes time and care to bloom, even though it feels like you're not getting any results now, but in the end, it will be worth it. And I think that's really beautiful. It takes time. You have to be patient with yourself and you have to be patient with your community, and you have to expect that just because you build a community doesn't mean they're going to be there for you every single day. People have lives. So you have to just understand that sometimes people are there to watch you and sometimes they're not. So you have to make sure that you're enjoying what you're doing in the moment so that you can produce content consistently regardless of what the numbers are. There's a couple of things to address right off the bat. How often are you streaming? What are you streaming? And what is your motivation for streaming? What are your goals? So the reason we want to address some of these things is we want to make sure that you're not wasting too much time on Twitch. If you're finding yourself streaming to 0 viewers over and over again every single day, you probably should stop. Not stop streaming entirely, just stop what you're doing and analyze what's going on. Something that Strider Girl 101 actually recommended is watch your VODs. Are you entertained? If not, figure out why and change so that others watching will be entertained too. When you watch it, are you laughing at yourself? Are you entertained? Are you getting bored? Do you want to click off? Do you find anything clip-worthy? If you're not finding any of those things, you need to address that issue. So do you need to be learning how to narrate to yourself better? Do you need to be learning how to be a better storyteller? Do you need to learn how to animate your reactions more? What is it that is not entertaining about your content, and address that first. If you're watching your videos and you really just can't tell what's not good about them, you could always ask someone that you trust for advice and feedback on what you could do to improve your content. And if you don't have someone that you feel like you can trust to ask that, you could just always think about what you enjoy in a content creator, what you enjoy in a streamer. What do they do that makes you laugh, that entertains you, that keeps you watching, that keeps you tuning back in? And how can you incorporate that into what you're doing? Now, if you find yourself streaming 40 hours a week to less than 5 viewers and you are seeing no growth or change in that number, you really should cut the amount of hours that you're streaming pretty much in half and really focus on creating content on other platforms and networking. I know these are all things that are said very commonly in streamer advice videos, but they're said a lot for a reason. The Sheep's Asleep says, ask a couple of close friends to watch your streams. More views means more exposure, even if it's just an open tab. Now, if you don't have any friends or family that you can ask to watch your streams, that's fine. Not a lot of people are comfortable with their friends and family seeing them because a lot of people are kind of coming out of their creative shells when they're doing Twitch. So there's a lot of self-consciousness and insecurities that are coming into play here. I mean, even me, I don't necessarily want my mom watching my streams. I don't care if she does, but I'm just like, it makes me feel a little like, oh God, gives me like a little bit of stage fright. If you don't have friends or family that you can ask, this is where you would need to try to network in the Twitch niche online and try to find some other Twitch streamers that you can befriend. This goes into what Stone and Oak said. I tell this to everyone who asks me if I should start streaming. You have to be active on Twitch before you start. People on Twitch need to know you by the time you start streaming because being found is super hard nowadays. Be active in smaller communities. Something that Shiny Wave said, I think the thing that helps me the most was actually making friends with other brand new streamers. We were in the same boat experience-wise and tried to be there to support each other in the early days because we knew how rough it was. So this is going to come down to you being able to find spots to join communities of other small streamers and networking with people that you actually like. Obviously, I'm not telling you to do follow for follow. Try to look on the platforms that you're already using. So if you're on Facebook, look in Facebook groups for Twitch groups, Twitch gaming groups, Twitch streamer groups. If you're on Instagram, search for hashtags like Twitch affiliate, Twitch streamer, and try to start networking or interacting. Find some people in there you think you could be friends with and kind of build a bit of a friendship with them. Twitter's a little more difficult as far as networking goes, but if you start out by following some bigger streamers on Twitter and kind of engaging in their comments and finding other people that comment on theirs that you like. You got to be a little more kind of aggressive with the way you go about finding people to network with on Twitter. But I do get a ton of growth just from interacting on Twitter, posting memes related to streaming on Twitter, engaging with other streamers, posting clips from my stream. TikTok is another really good platform for growth right now, especially if you're really good at making short to the point funny memes related to streaming and stuff like that. Another option is to find some Discord communities to join. Shameless self promo, but I do have the Offbeats community, which is specifically designed for artists, streamers, magical minds, musicians, daydreamers, nerds of all kinds. We have a huge focus on helping beginner creators, whether it's streaming, art, witchy stuff, kind of integrate, feel comfortable, and have a bit of a community so that they don't feel so alone in the struggle. And there's other streamer communities on Discord that you can find if you're searching on these other social media platforms for the keywords to find them. You could also join other larger streamers' Discord communities that they have for their specific streams and kind of network and make friends that way. Obviously, I'm not telling you to go into people's communities that are specifically for their content and just find ways to sneaky self-promo in them. But the point here is that you become friends with people on Twitch so that you have friends on Twitch. If you are streaming to 0 viewers and you have nobody, you could always ask your friends and family to just pop you a view. They can turn the stream volume down to like 1 or 2%. Tell them not to put it at 0 because Twitch is always changing how this works, but if the stream is muted, it doesn't always count as a view. So tell them to pull your volume down to like 1 or 2% and maybe mute the tab so they still continue to count as a view. Or if they want to, they can actually just hang out and chat with you. That would be the best case scenario. But I know that when some of my IRL friends have gotten started streaming, I will come out to support the first day and I'll talk to them for an hour or two. And then the second day I'll say hi and then I go into lurk mode because I have other stuff to do, but I want to help give them that view so that they can get about 5 viewers and get a little more discoverability. But your friends and family aren't going to be able to sit in your stream for 2 to 5 hours every day with you. And that's kind of ridiculous to ask them to do that. But I think that if they're sitting at their computer and they can pop you up a view, mute the tab, I think that's not too much to ask. A huge thing about being stuck in this mindset of I only have 3 viewers, I don't have anyone watching me, why is no one watching me? Stop obsessing over the numbers. You have to stop obsessing over the numbers. And I know Twitch makes it very hard because the entire dashboard is designed just with numbers and figures in mind. But if you can, turn off the view count on your stream. I know this is easier said than done because we're all obsessed with seeing that little serotonin boost when we see a viewer go up, but what happens when the viewer goes down? We get sad. And this is firsthand too. I will see the viewer count be at like 30, 40, and I'm like, wow, I'm doing pretty good today. And then for some reason, for whatever reason, it'll go from like 35 down to 20, like all of a sudden. I'll be like on a high and I'll be like telling some kind of story and be like, yeah, 35 people are here, I'm doing so good. And then when I glance back over and I see it's at 20, I'm just like I still try to keep like fronting the happy energy, but inside I'm just like, oh my God, was my story boring? Do I suck? Like, what's wrong with me? Why did everybody leave? That was a bunch of people that left all at once. I must have done something. And I know so many people that go through this downward spiral when they see that view count change. So if you can, just turn it off. You literally just click it off. You click on it on your dashboard and it turns it off. If you don't know how, put a piece of post-it note over it. Literally stop looking at your view count. If you can, just wait until the stream is over and then review your analytics at the end of it. This is a little bit like weight loss. Like, you can't get on the scale and measure yourself 3 times a day and expect that number to be real because weight fluctuates so much and it's not really steady. But if you weigh yourself once a week, every week, the same time every week over a span of a couple of months, you're going to actually see the real trends, the true trends. Not that like half a pound of water weight that disappears after the 4 hours, which is a lot like like I said, stream numbers. You'll get 3 or 4 viewers that'll come in because they're just clicking around and they're curious, they're checking you out, and then they disappear like 30 seconds later because they're water weight. They're just kind of coming and going. They're trying to find something that entertains them. And you're not always going to be everyone's cup of tea. It's okay for people to come in, watch, decide they don't want to watch anymore, because I know you do it. As a consumer, I know you do it. So just accept that people are going to do that to you too. You're not going to be for everybody, but just keep being yourself, keep pushing forward, keep creating content authentically on video games that you like or creative content that you like, and don't let these low numbers stop you. A big thing that I want to say here is cheesy, of course, but it's like Jake the dog from Adventure Time. Dude, sucking at something is the first step towards being sort of good at something. So it's okay to suck. It's okay to have 0 viewers. It's okay to be in that low view count for a while and to steadily grind yourself up. As my friend Immortal Graves says, it takes time. It's not instant. So be patient with yourself. Everyone goes through this when they're just getting started on Twitch, unless of course they're already micro famous on TikTok or YouTube or something. If you're just starting from scratch on Twitch, everybody goes through this. And like Emergence GG says here, I always find it comforting to realize that every creator you look up to also went through this too. Now, when you're stuck at 0 viewers and you're just in this mindset of nobody cares, nobody's here, I'm wasting my time. Is it a waste of time? Do you think you're wasting your time? If you think you're wasting your time, why? What is it about it that's a waste of time? Are you playing some kind of game that you didn't really want to be playing in the first place? You just thought it would get you viewers? Is that why it feels like a waste of time? If you're not enjoying what you're doing, then you're streaming the wrong thing. You need to be able to enjoy what you're doing, whether you have viewers or not, because I'll tell you another thing. There comes a point in your growth as a content creator. You go through like several phases of content creation. I feel like the 0 to 5 viewers is one specific type of mindset as a streamer, and the 5 to like 20 viewers is a new area, a new way of entertaining, a new way of engaging. That 20 to like 60-ish, a new area where you kind of figure out a different way to interact with that many people. And when you start to get to 100 to 200, when you start to get to this, what everyone kind of looks at as like, oh wow, they're doing really good, they're freshly partnered kind of streamers, they now have to stop relying on chat. In this middle phase area, we're able to rely on our chat pretty much for the majority of our content. We can sit there and banter back and forth with our chat, have conversations with several people at the same time. There's not too many people that we can't manage to have about a dozen conversations going, or having one large conversation with about a dozen to 20 active chatters. But once you start to get up to those larger numbers, the 100 to 300 viewer area, where you've got chat just kind of rapid firing, you can't really respond to everything that's being said in chat anymore. So now you're kind of having to revert to what the small streamer was doing when they had 0 viewers. I now have to be able to let chat just zip on by and not feel like I have to say hi to every single individual thing. And I have to be able to just have confidence enough in myself that I can lead the conversation, I can lead the energy, I can provide the entertainment that is letting all of these people cultivate in this chat room and enjoy the content. So I have to go back, I have to revert to talking to myself. So it's very interesting. So I think at the very beginning, you need to have this skill in the first place. You need to be able to narrate what you're doing out loud. Be confident in leading a conversation, leading the vibe, leading the energy of what you're already doing. You cannot be dependent on viewers ever. Period, for making your content. It always has to come down to you, your passion, your authenticity, and your confidence in what you're doing. Another thing that could help you with these viewer numbers is to kind of reframe how you're seeing what these numbers mean. So a pastel witch has said, measure your average like you have them sitting with you in real life. A friend party means others show up. Eventually you have 20 people in a house party. Then it's a gym or a lecture hall or an auditorium. So when you have 2 or 3 people watching you, that's like you're sitting in the room with 2 or 3 friends. When you have 10 people watching you, it's like you're at a small party or a small get together and we're all sitting around the campfire and you've stood up for a second and are telling this story to the 10 friends that have gathered. When you have 30 viewers, it's like you're a teacher in front of a classroom. When you have 100 viewers, you're in front of an auditorium giving a speech. So if you kind of reframe what these numbers look like, it might help you a little bit with the comfortability and also understanding the intimacy of how you should be communicating with the viewers. So when you are at these smaller view counts, you have an advantage over large streamers in a certain way. I know large streamer, everyone wants to be the big streamer and they've got the real benefits, but there's something that small streamers have that big streamers can't have anymore. And that's the intimacy of a one-on-one connection. It's very difficult for a streamer with 100 or 200 viewers to have this one-on-one conversation with 1 viewer or 2 viewers and have this very intimate kind of interaction for 20, 30, 40 minutes where it's just like we're hanging out and we're connecting on something very intimately. When you've got 100 people and 20 of them are coming and then 20 go and then 15 new people come in and you're constantly shuffling around, the way that you entertain these types of numbers changes. You should really hone in on the fact that something that people people seek out from smaller streamers is that one-on-one interaction. So really double down on that. When someone comes in and they follow you or they start talking in chat, ask them engaging questions. You know, hi, how are you today? How did you find me here on Twitch? Oh, do you like such and such game that I'm playing? Ask them leading questions and get them involved in conversation. This can lead to them forming a personal connection with you, which will contribute to an actual community growth, which is the overall goal, to have a sustainable growth as a content creator on Twitch. Something else that may help you is, again, I'll make a weight loss comparison since I'm on a weight loss journey. I guess that's what's on my mind. If you want to keep up with that, check out my vlog channel. Set yourself small goals. So instead of thinking to yourself, like maybe you hit affiliate, and that's your first small goal. And right after you hit that affiliate, you're looking at the 3 viewers, and then your next milestone is 75 viewers to get partner. That's obviously like way too big of a goal. And it's like trying to lose 75 pounds is a huge goal that could take you a year or 2 or 3. So if you set yourself a smaller goal, like I've set myself a 10-pound goal rather than the large number that I'm trying to shoot for with your average viewer count, instead of saying like I need to hit 75 now, just say, well, I'm averaging 3 viewers right now, so let's try to hit 7 viewers. Let me try and up myself to 7. You could go even smaller to that 5, but that's such a tiny jump. That'd be like setting myself like lose 2-pound goal, and that fluctuates a lot. So I'd say to make it a bit of a jump, you could even go from 3 to 10. And then when you hit 10, your next goal could be like 20, and then maybe 30, then maybe 50. And if you're setting yourself small goals, you're going to feel more accomplished whenever you get to that little goal, and it's going to keep you pushing forward. Something else I want to mention about these numbers is that if you are only focused on your numbers and you are emotionally affected by the ebb and flow of these numbers, you're going to have a really hard time with being a streamer long-term or a content creator long-term, because numbers are always going to fluctuate. And also, lower viewer count and high viewer count is relative to what your average is over time. Just because you find yourself growing doesn't mean that the struggle of the number struggle, or the feeling like your value is tied to this is a good view count, this is a low view count. It's never going to go away. So you need to learn how to manage it early on so that it's not going to control you over time. And this can be helped by simple things like turning off view count and kind of trying to stop obsessing over the numbers. One more thing I want to mention is something that I have noticed anecdotally for my streams. I will go live, and right off the bat for the first 30 minutes, it's kind of chaotic. Everyone's stopping by, they're saying hi, people are dropping their hosts, they're doing their resubs, they're like, oh my god, hey, what's up, hello, and it's very active, and all the people that are responding to the notification are coming in and saying hi immediately. And then for the next half hour, that kind of the view count starts to kind of taper off. So I'll start with a big burst, and then my view count starts to dip around the hour mark, and then it kind of stays steady, and then around the 2-hour mark, my chat kind of goes dead, because the people that came in from my notifications have just spent 2 hours with me, and we're kind of talked out with each other. And so from the 2-hour mark until almost around the 3-hour mark, I'm dependent on myself to not let my brain get to me of, oh my god, chat's dead, I'm not entertaining, I suck, no one's talking to me, I'm not doing a good job of engaging chat. I have to combat that for that hour, because right around the 3rd hour mark, I've been in that category long enough that I'm now starting to get new organic viewers from whatever the category is. And so I'll have new people that are coming in that have never talked to me, they've never seen my streams, but they found me because I've been sitting in that category for a couple of hours. And so then around the 3rd hour mark, I start to see my chat get a little more active, because it's new people coming in, and then maybe some of my already existing viewers are just now being able to stop in, and then I get a little bit of a burst. So there has to come a patience, not just with your long-term growth on Twitch, but also the everyday stream. If I don't wait out that period in the middle where it's like plateaued and there's nothing going on and I feel like I'm not doing a good job, if I wait that out, I'm rewarded. Not always. That's the thing about streaming, is that it's luck of the draw. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to host you. You never know what's going to happen that day. That's kind of, I think, part of the appeal of being a streamer too, is the surprise element of it for us as the content creators. Okay, so I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Let me know if there's anything in specific in this video that you'd like me to go a little more in depth into. And I'd like to say a big thank you to my subscribers on Fanhouse. Thank you so much for the support and helping me become a full-time content creator. And if you guys would like to check out my Fanhouse, there's a link in the description box below. You can subscribe to me for the first month month free with the code FWOGGY, FWOGGY. I share behind the scenes pictures. All my YouTube videos are available 24 hours before they go live. You get a shout out here if you're a paid subscriber, and I do weekly tarot readings as well. And next week, I will actually be doing a video that is a full breakdown of what Fan House is, how to get started on it, and some ideas for content for that platform. Feel free to join me on Twitter, Twitch, or Instagram. I am Hey Shady Lady on all platforms. I also started a true crime podcast with my sister called the Shady Sisters Podcast. The link will be down in the description. We're only 19 subscribers away from getting our custom URL, so if anybody wants to help us out, that'd be really cool. And there will be links to my personal Discord server in the description box, or a link to the Offbeats Discord server as well. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Definitely give me a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you have not already and are enjoying my content, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye everybody!